Alright, J-Bo here from YouTube, and I wanted to show you an example of what you need to be careful of when you're shooting. And I'll take these off so I can hear myself talk. So basically what I was doing is shooting my Heritage Rough Rider, which is very worn and beaten, but always clean. And what happened is while I was shooting, I had a squib. So I do know that I bought a bulk box of Federal 800 shot, and usually that's really good ammo for target shooting and whatnot. It's reliable, but I got a bad box, and it seems like out of every 6 shots, one will sound funny and sometimes one just won't fire. So what I was doing is shooting these, and I had one that didn't fire, and then I had another one that fired, but it made a soft little poof sound. And that's what you need to key on, because when that happens, chances are you have a squib where the primer fired but the powder didn't, either because there's no powder in the cartridge or some other reason, maybe a light hammer strike, which could have been the case with this. I'll have to check the revolver to make sure the revolver's not functioning or malfunctioning. But I do know I'm using that box that I have not been happy with, so it's probably that. So anyway, what you do is when you're shooting, you pull the trigger, and I'm not going to do that because I already took the shells out, but I know I have a squib in here. And what I did was I was shooting, and poof, a little poof. So what you do is you hold your finger off the trigger and you wait to see if it's going to fire, at least 30 seconds, sometimes longer. There's plenty of videos online on YouTube of people firing a rifle and they don't know to wait for it, and they put the rifle down and they stick their face right over the barrel, and guess what? It goes off and shoots their hat off. There's one of those videos on YouTube. Don't be that guy. So anyway, what I did was I waited, and then I'm going to put this on half cock, safety on, and we're going to take the cylinder pin out, safely still pointed away if you had a round in it, and check these, take your rounds out before taking this out, so that way you know at least there's no rounds in here and this isn't going to fire. So what you do is you try to look down the barrel. I can't see it this way, but because it's already fired and there's no cylinder in here and no cartridges, it's not going to fire. I don't think they've ever invented a gun that just manufactures powder and shoots while you're looking down the barrel. At least I hope not. So I look down here and I see no daylight. So that tells me my barrel is plugged with a bullet that partially fired, and that's called a squib. So when you get a squib load, pay attention when you're shooting. If you hear anything that sounds funny when you're shooting, or see anything funny, stop shooting. Just stop, because if you get a bullet lodged in your barrel and you fire another one behind it, maybe with a .22 it won't burst the barrel and kill you, but if you do that with a .357, maybe even a .38, you could lose your eyesight permanently forever, or you could end up being killed, or somebody standing next to you gets killed. That's very important. Always safety first. So I'm going to bring this home, and I'm going to take a wood dowel and I'm going to push the bullet back down here until it comes out. It's a .22 soft lead bullet. It's not going to damage anything, and if you use a soft wood dowel or a brass dowel, you won't damage the inside of your rifling. So that's my tip for today. Please pay attention to it. It could save your life, your wife's life, your brother or sister, son or daughter, grandma, grandpa at the range, or some other innocent person. And so that's my safety tip while I'm out here shooting today on this beautiful November day where it's starting to get cold. And I expect in a couple of weeks I'll be shooting in 30 degrees or less. But that's just how it goes in Maine. We'll be out here if it's 15 degrees like we always do. So anyway, signing off, and remember to be careful and get some ammo and keep shooting. It's a fun hobby. Enjoy.